In America, people love telling scary stories. I'm sure in your town you're familiar with at least one urban legend. But these urban legends are just legends, right? Well, that's not always the case. In fact, many of these urban legends are true. Today we're going to look at 10 scary stories from 10 different states in the USA. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at the top 10 scary USA urban legends. Before we have serious nightmares, why not subscribe and press the notification bell? 𝗙𝗶𝗿, New York. This urban legend comes from the state of New York. 𝗙𝗶𝗿 is said to be a man who had a hook for a hand. He would stalk out a mental institution for children. At night, he would go into the hospital and take children from it. He would then take the children's lives. Pretty much everyone who's ever been camping in New York has heard about this legend. And for many years it was exactly that, a legend. But things got sinister when a documentary pointed out that 𝗙𝗶𝗿 was actually real. The children's mental hospital was real. It was shut down because of its terrible practices. And 𝗙𝗶𝗿 was a real-life person named Andre Rand. He took the lives of many children. And he's currently serving 25 years to life in prison, eligible for parole in 2037. Hell's Gate Bridge, Alabama. This story starts in the 1950s. A young couple were driving over the bridge one night when their car went wild. It then fell off the bridge and they both drowned. Ever since then, people say that if you drive your car into the middle of the bridge and turn off your lights, the couple will appear. They will appear in the back seat of your car if no one's sitting in it. This only works at night, and apparently they even leave a wet spot on the seat after you drive off. Some walking on the bridge have even reported seeing this couple at night. Because of all of the reports of weird things happening on the bridge, it's closed to cars. You can still walk on it, but it's strongly discouraged. That's because the bridge has since been abandoned and is in disrepair. 𝗺𝗵𝗿, Illinois. Despite the name, this one has nothing to do with The Simpsons.
I love you, homie.
𝗺𝗵𝗿 was actually a clown from the TV show In Living Color. But all through the suburbs of Chicago, there's been this terrible story going around. A man dressed as 𝗺𝗵𝗿 drives around in a white van near elementary schools. He would drive around, and if he saw a kid on his own, he would offer him candy and money. But then he would take that kid and he was never seen again. But this isn't just an urban legend, it's a real story. John Wayne Gacy actually took many kids' lives in the Chicago area. It's thought he may have taken the lives of over 40 kids. And one of his jobs was dressing up as Pogo the Clown and going to kids' parties. So that's likely the origin of the 𝗺𝗵𝗿 urban legend. Bunny Man, Virginia. This legend starts in an insane asylum. The people of Clifton, Virginia were very upset about this insane asylum. They were tired of living near such crazy and scary people. They protested, saying to shut it down, so they did. One night, all of the patients were being transferred, but the patients distracted the driver on the bus they were being moved on. This caused the bus to crash and all of the patients escaped. Within 24 hours, cops were able to catch all of them except one, the Bunny Man. The Bunny Man now lives in the woods and sustains himself on woodland creatures, for example bunnies. But he went on to start hunting humans soon after. Many people in Virginia reported almost being injured by a man with a hatchet. One group of teens were even found passed away under a bridge. And this bridge has been deemed Bunny Man Bridge ever since. Char Man, California. The Char Man is a very gruesome story. In 1948, a father and a son were caught up in a house fire. They were both physically very badly burned. But after the fire, the son became mentally unstable. One day he went mad and took the life of his father with a rope. When the police found the son, he was so unrecognizably burnt they didn't realize he was alive. That was when he suddenly got up and ran away. They chased him but lost him. And that's how he was able to get away without being arrested for taking his dad's life. Ever since then, many report seeing Char Man wandering around the woods of Ojai. Sometimes he'll approach hikers and campers, and also cars pretending to be a hitchhiker. But then as soon as he gets close enough, he attempts to hurt them. The Black Angel, Iowa. The Black Angel is located in Oakland Cemetery, Iowa. It's a gigantic statue which is over 8 feet tall. The metal has gone all black because it's oxidized. Most people in Iowa don't know what this actually is. But there's a scary backstory to this statue. It's said that if a pregnant woman walks under her, then she will lose her child. And it's also said that if you touch or kiss the statue, you will pass away within 6 months. There have been many cases of this happening, but maybe it's a coincidence. But even if it is, this statue is a seriously scary sight to see. The Candy Lady, Texas. Everything is bigger in Texas. And when it comes to urban legends, everything is scarier. Since the early 1900s, children in rural Texas have gone missing. And if you ask the residents, many will blame it on the Candy Lady. She is said to go around and leave candy on children's windows. Eventually, she would lure the kids out with notes attached, promising even more candy. The story first got big when a farmer found some rotten teeth on his farm. He then found the body of a boy with his pockets stuffed with candy. Little is known about the origin of the Candy Lady, but many believe her to be Clara Crane. Clara Crane was a woman who poisoned her husband with candy. It's said she also did the same thing to her daughter. She went to prison for some time but was released, and some say that she is the Candy Lady. The Devil's Chair, Kansas. This legend goes back to Alma, Kansas. One day the city ordered a farmer to sell his land so they could build a new cemetery. He refused and the city was very annoyed. They'd already sunk a lot of money into the new cemetery project. So instead of waiting for him to sell, they paid someone to push him into a well. This was his own well on his farm. Eventually someone said there was a bad smell coming from the well. The city sent someone to investigate, but they ruled the well was empty. They then boarded it up and it's never been looked at again. On Alma, you can actually sit on the boarded up well, but it's said that those who have sat on this well have been known to disappear mysteriously. I think the city likely covered up taking this farmer's life. But is the Alma well actually haunted? Hoosac Tunnel, Massachusetts. The Hoosac Tunnel is a railway tunnel located in western Massachusetts. It took 24 years to build. And during this time, 200 construction workers passed away. Workers losing their life was so common that many called it the Blood Pit. They had to release explosions in order to create the tunnel, and in 1868, one explosion caused 13 miners to get trapped. All of the other workers assumed the miners had passed away, but it was eventually discovered the miners had lived. They'd even built a raft to combat any flooding. But eventually they passed away from poisonous gas inhalation. They could have been saved, but the other workers assumed it was too late. To this day, it's said that the 13 miners still haunt the tunnel. Apparently, if you walk into this tunnel, you'll hear their moans. And some even report seeing ghosts in the tunnel. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Vote in the poll in the top right corner, which was the most scary urban legend from the USA.